Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RailCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining me here on YouTube. Every Monday, we are live right here on YouTube, hanging out, talking about what is the most important thing in the whole wide world, which, of course, is going on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Glad you're joining us here. I'm just looking off screen here as I'm trying to get my iPad going. But every Monday, we are live right here on YouTube, hanging out. We're trying some new software today, so I do apologize in advance if it doesn't really work. I'm trying to make sure the sound works, the video is coming across. Oh, there we go. All right, I can see the video now. Make sure the sound works. The video's coming across. Good news. The sound works. Awesome. Welcome. Susie Junko. Hello. Sharon Stockman. Hello. Prodigy Rosewater is here as well. Welcome. Mike Pastor is here. Hello. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you all here. And we are testing some new software out today, so I can do things like say hello to Mike Pastor, and Mike shows up here. Isn't that awesome? Let's start, though, today with the most important question, because you know what? We're here to answer your Royal Caribbean questions today, but there is one question that by far is the most important one. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? I want to know what your countdown looks like, because I am at 13 days till my next Royal Caribbean cruise. We got Catherine Thompson, GOAT, Joe Johnson, Blake, hello, Tim Bracken, what's going on? Marcus, hello. Hello, Cheryl Osborne. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Susie Junko. Morning. Kevin Butler at 33 days until Symphony of the Sea. Cheryl Pryor is here at 49 days. George at 45. There goes Cheryl. Dawn is here, ready to leave for Florida tomorrow. The vacation starts early. What? I'm sorry, Dawn. You're leaving tomorrow to begin your vacation for 2 weeks away? That's not fair. I want to go on vacation already. Did I see Laura O'Donnell in the house? Laura O'Donnell, the pride of Kansas City, is here. Welcome. Glad you are all here on this Monday to hang out with me right now. In fact, we've got Eddie Hill, who's on board Independence of the Seas right now. GOAT says, give me hope that there's a snow day tomorrow. My friend, if I had any pull in that, maybe dance around 3 times in a circle, run outside, go like this, and then run back in. If you do that, you'll have a snow day tomorrow. Slime and Beyond, you're going on Allure of the Seas on Friday. Fantastic ship. Really love Allure of the Seas. Now, of course, guys, if you have questions about your upcoming Royal Caribbean cruise, type your questions in chat. That's what we're here for. Every Monday, we're hanging out with you guys answering cruise questions. And of course, the question for today, I have the general question for everybody in the group here, which is, what is your bucket list cruise? Like, if there was one sailing that you've not done yet, what would it be? Like, what's the one thing you absolutely want to try once, you know? For me, if I had to do my top 3 bucket list cruises, and when it comes to bucket list, guys, it doesn't matter how much it is, where it goes. I mean, practicality out the window. This is dream time right now, you know? And for me, I think number 1, Panama Canal. I've always wanted to do Panama Canal. It's a really cool itinerary. You get a little bit of the Caribbean. You get the Panama Canal. Anytime you go on a canal crossing, it's really cool. And you got the West Coast element to it as well. So that's really a big one. That's probably number 1. Number 2 would probably be a trans-Pacific cruise between the United States, somewhere in North America, down to Hawaii, and then to Australia. Like, to me, that would be amazing. I would love to do that at some point, because you've got the West Coast of the United States, you've got Hawaii, which I've never been to before, and, of course, Australia and the South Pacific along the way. So it's pretty much going to be like a 3-week cruise over there, you know? Treader's bucket list cruises, any of the Oasis class ships, because they don't have any ships in Australia. You know what, Treader's? Not too long ago, you guys, it really was slim pickings down in Australia. But you guys have Ovation of the Seas part of the year. Spectrum is in your neighborhood. You've got some good choices. It's a lot better being an Aussie cruising-wise today than it was even just 5 years ago. Taylor, is it possible to be addicted to cruising before you've even been on my first one? First cruise in 28 days on Allure. You're going to love it. Oh, we got a super chat. Jonathan Harmon with the super chat. Jonathan, thank you so much, my friend. I got to monitor my backup chat here because it is not showing on my primary. But Jonathan, thank you so much, my friend, for that super chat. Mike says, my goal is to do a round-the-world cruise after we retire. I think it's a great idea. I think what you do, at least for Royal Caribbean, is you just do a bunch of sailings. It's not necessarily like one contiguous sailing, but you take a lot of repositioning cruises and make your way around the world cruising-wise and eventually come back home. Denise would love to see the Northern Lights. I would agree on that. I would say definitely in my top 10. I think even top 5 bucket list cruises would be a cruise to like the Arctic Circle, right? Going to Iceland, Norway, Greenland, and an opportunity to see the Northern Lights would be amazing. I would love to just check that out. Let's see here. You spent the snow day today planning where you're going to eat on Oasis of the Seas. Nice, Danny. That's awesome. You know what? That's a good use of a snow day right there, right? Good opportunity to a little time off and focus on what's important. Brian White, question on the Lord of the Seas amplification. Do all the shows change after the upgrades? Oh, AJ Black with a super chat. AJ, thank you. And AJ writes, my cruise would be a Cunard transatlantic. Nice. So will the shows change? I don't think Mamma Mia will change at all, Brian. If Oasis of the Seas is any indication, there's probably a good chance that some of the other shows may change, like the Aqua Theater show, or perhaps even the other show, the other production show in the theater. But I don't believe, I don't have any reason to believe that Mamma Mia will be leaving the Allure of the Seas. You know, it's funny because on Oasis of the Seas, with her amplification, Royal Caribbean didn't announce any new changes to shows, and they kind of just happened. So, waiting to see on that one. Jacob K. going on Navigator of the Seas, December 20th. Any tips? My tip for you would be for Navigator of the Seas. The water slides are amazing. You got to check that out. For sail away, go down to the helipad. Check out the helipad over there. Really nice spot. Make sure you grab a drink or two in the Bamboo Room. Fantastic venue. There's great tiki. They have a great tiki bar menu over there, which is really nice. So you got to get a drink from over there as well. Also, the escape room on Navigator is fantastic. A lot of fun. Very different. So, good stuff here. Charlene Jameson, it is your first time in chat. Charlene, welcome. My name is Matt. Glad to have you here. Pascal's got a great tip, by the way, for a Navigator, which is if you go on Navigator, find the stowaway piano player. Absolutely, Pascal. Agree with you 100%. It's a really cool thing, and it's available on more than just Navigator, but on some ships, there is the stowaway piano player, and this is a guy who's playing a piano on wheels, and he will play it. There's no set schedule. You just got to find the guy, and he will appear in elevators, in next to the windjammer, in the most random places, and he just shows pop up. It's really, really cool. Ron Ladowski, welcome. Mercedes, when can we book our cruise for 2021? Well, Royal Caribbean, the last 6 weeks or so, has been releasing a lot of 2021 sailings, Mercedes. So unless you're really holding out for something specific, you should have a lot of choices now for your 2021 sailings. Jackie wants to know, what is my favorite activity on Harmony of the Seas? Columbus the Musical was fantastic. Love that show. I think you definitely have to see that. Also, go to Sabor, have some guacamole. Go on the carousel in the boardwalk, because why not, right? Nisa, I was just watching a video of this guy on a symphony vlog. So cool. Would love to encounter something over there. Awesome. Jane Smith with a super chat. Jane, thank you. Jane writes, only 33 days until Radiance of the Seas. Thanks for all the information. Nice. Hang on, guys. Just gotta turn off my there we go. Well, it's all there. Jane, thank you for your very generous super chat. Really appreciate that. Preston, why am I craving Sorrentos right now? Look, man, when you talk Royal Caribbean, it's only logical that we would want some pizza also from on board the ship. Adrian wants to know, what is my favorite ship? It is Harmony of the Seas. Number 1 is Harmony, number 2 is Navigator. So Ethan says, I wish that new Quantum class ship would come to New York so we get a different show. Can only watch Spectre so many times. It's true, but you know what you are getting? Don't forget, Ethan. Wish kind of granted. You're going to get Oasis of the Seas this summer 2020. Oasis of the Seas coming to your backyard. So you're able to watch Cats, the Broadway musical. You've got the Aqua Theater shows. You got the other production show there, One Sky. So you got a new ship coming over there. Taylor, how many Royal Caribbean cruises have I been on? You know, that's a good question. I think it's around 40 or 50 at this point, which may sound like a lot, but I promise you there's people who cruise way more than I do. Let me see if I can find it over here. Because the past cruise, it's according to Royal Caribbean's website, I have 58 past cruises. I don't think that's accurate because there's some in here that I haven't been on, but somewhere in that ballpark, I would imagine. So, Shell is sailing on Oasis soon. Where can you pick up your WoW band on day one? Shell, when I was on board Oasis, they were selling it in Blaze nightclub on deck 4 on day one. You can always get it from guest services, but on the first day, if they set up the special area in Blaze, they'll send you down there. So that's the first place I would check. Mike Pastor with a super chat. Fun fact, 3 out of my 5 cruises currently are booked with Matt. I like it. No, wait. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, Mike. If I had a third thumb, I'd give you a thumbs up as well. That is awesome. Laura O'Donnell says where's Laura? Oh, there it is. You were right about Aqua 80s. It was the best show I've seen on board. I went twice. See, Laura, I think we're both children of the 80s. We get it. It's just so, you know what I liked about it, Laura? It's the music. It's really, you know, every single song that's there, you know? And I think that's really a cool thing. So shout out to Miss Laura O'Donnell, who will be sailing with me along with Dawn and a lot of friends coming up very soon on Freedom of the Seas out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Can't wait for that one. Treaders, have I been? No, I've never been to Australia. No, sir. Rosewater, how many cruises have I been on? Like I said, about 40 or so-ish. Bree, have I ever been on Anthem of the Seas? Yes, multiple times. I was just on Anthem of the Seas this past July. Ethan, any news on Explore the Seas with the refurbishment? All the details about what's happening to Explore the Seas is over at royalcaribbeanblog.com. They haven't started the work yet, if that's your question. They haven't started that yet. That'll happen after the new year. Jonathan Harmon just made platinum. What benefit should I be looking forward to on board? So when you get on board your cruise, Jonathan, in your room, just like when you were a gold member in Crown and Anchor Society, there'll be a new letter in your room for platinum. The main difference from platinum, in my opinion, there's 2 main changes beyond gold, right? Number 1, you're gonna have a balcony discount on cruises you book. So any cruise you book from now on, Jonathan, if it's a balcony, including suites, yes, you can apply. You get an automatic discount in addition to whatever else Royal Caribbean provides you. And number 2, if there is a welcome back event on board the ship, you are now part of that. It's called Top Tier. And yeah, holy moly, 12th man proud with a super chat. If you have a back-to-back cruise, Anthem, same sky class cabin, both cruise, do I have to pack my clothes? Where do I get my next set sail pass? Do I have to disembark? Will the suite lounge be open? All right, how much time we got here? All right, 20 minutes. Let's go. So if you have the same room, there's nothing special. You can leave all your stuff in the room. You don't have to unpack from after cruise 1 into cruise 2. Towards the end of cruise number 1, 12 man, you will get a letter from the ship in your room saying, hey, you know, we see you're a consecutive cruiser. Here are your instructions. So basically, 12 man, what's going to happen is they're going to tell you in that letter to say, on the last day of cruise number 1, report to this area. Usually it's a bar or a lounge where no one else is. Report there around 9 a.m. You go there, you check in. Royal Caribbean, they have a Royal Caribbean employee there. You and all the other consecutive cruisers wait there. Once all the other guests are off the ship, Royal Caribbean takes you off the ship and then walks you back on, gives you your new seat pass cards, and you're good to go. So you will be the last ones off, first ones back on. It's really easy. Really, really easy there. Jason Peterson, what's going on? Jason, I just answered your email on this week's podcast episode coming out on Wednesday. But for you, Jason, I think you listen to it on Tuesday because you are a Royal Caribbean blog insider, my friend. So Jason's bucket lists are Panama Canal, Galapagos, and World Cruise. Absolutely. That sounds like great ideas. You know, I'll be honest. If I can critique yours, Jason, love Panama Canal. Sign me up. Galapagos, I hadn't thought about. I would like to go there at some point. I'm not sure it makes my top 10, but would like to go there. World Cruise, you know, I get it because you want to spend a lot of time on a cruise, but I kind of like the idea of just like hopping around. Like maybe like, again, we're just talking hypotheticals here. I want to go around the world, but I want to do like a bunch of sailings in an area. You know, like I'll go to like Europe, right? I'll do a Mediterranean. I'll do a Northern European, and then a repositioning over to like somewhere in in Australia or something, do a bunch of cruises. You know what I mean? As opposed to one giant sailing. But any chance for an Orlando meetup in January or February? The answer to your question, Mike, is yes. I just got to coordinate schedules and things of that nature. I would love to. I mean, you know it, brother. Especially, first of all, Mike, any opportunity we have to do a meetup where it's not going to be 1,000 degrees in Orlando, you bet we're going to do one. Absolutely. Once I get back from Freedom, we should probably schedule one. Savage Squad, what's my favorite thing to do on Mariner of the Seas? Well, besides sit in the pub and enjoy the pub singer there, I love that. It's a classic one. I love sail away from the helipads. My favorite things about the Voyager class. They've got fantastic Izumi on board, the Izumi Hibachi. Amazing. Love that on there. The bamboo room is really nice. Really, really like it quite a bit. So, let's see here. I think I missed some other questions. Marley Smith, I do have a bucket list destinations, but one bucket list item is cruising in a Royal Caribbean suite on the largest ship. Ooh. See, that's a really good idea because we're all thinking itineraries, but sometimes, hey, I wouldn't mind a sailing to places I've been to, but in a room that is amazing. One of the top suites over there, you know? I think it's a great idea. Hunter, what games are there to choose from in the casino? I mean, table games, you've got blackjack, craps, roulette, a variety of different poker games. That's pretty much standard right over there. So, Dave Barron is on board Oasis right now. I am extremely jealous. Greg says we need a Northeast area meetup. We might be able to do that, Greg, in April. I believe I'm coming up to Connecticut in April to visit my family. So maybe we'll do a New York City meetup at that point. Best place for sail away on Allure of the Seas. Probably the Solarium. I think that's a really good spot. What are some really fun things to do on Allure of the Seas, Slime and Beyond? Number one, all over the ship, you're going to see these things that are sticking out of the floor. They kind of look like telescopes or periscopes, but they're pointing to the ground. Every single one is different. Every single one, there's like 40 of them, and they have little things you can look at. It's a really cool activity. My kids loved exploring and looking for all those. It's only available on Allure and Oasis of the Seas. That's a really fun thing to try out. I don't know when you're going before the refurbishment, I think you said, so can't give you some of the new things on there. Check out Sabor. Fantastic. Of course, you got the boardwalk. You've got the carousel over there. Really fun thing to do as well. And don't forget, on Allure of the Seas, right now, there is a complimentary chat option you can get through the Royal Caribbean app. So take advantage of that one. Tony, which beach do you recommend at Cape Canaveral? Anywhere in Cocoa Beach, Cocoa, Cocoa Beach. It's a big area, obviously. There's a lot of parks. Access is pretty easy. You should be good to go over there. Is there a helipad access on Serenade of the Seas? There is, Preston. Yes, absolutely. Oh, we got another super chat from Mike. Mike, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are being very generous to me. Like I'm like even questioning, like, really? Am I worth it? Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Diane is here. Diane, welcome. 6 days till Oasis of the Seas. MJ joining us from Denver, Colorado. I'm not even going to ask, is it snowing, MJ? I'm asking, how much is it snowing over there? Charlene wants to know, is there anything free to do in the spa on Liberty, or is it all treatments that cost? It's all treatments that cost, Charlene. The spa in general, on all Royal Caribbean ships, is an extra cost thing. I don't believe there's anything complimentary in there, other than the tour, of course. You can take the tour. Neil wants to know, how is the escape room on Harmony? It's fantastic. I love the escape room, guys. I'm a big fan of it. Whether it's Harmony, Symphony, Oasis, Navigator, Mariner, I recommend it. I think it's well worth the money. You should try it out. It's a really cool activity. Let's see here. Paul, ever had a scary moment on a cruise? You know, Paul, I did have one. And I've shared this story a little bit before. It's the reason why I get travel insurance now. There was one time in which my wife was not feeling well, and we didn't have travel insurance. And we were and I literally was sitting in the room thinking to myself, okay, do I get my wife treated, but it's going to cost me a lot of money because I have no travel insurance, or do I send her down to the doctor, get her taken care of, but then we're going to have a monster bill waiting for us? And I'm literally sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, am I really weighing the pros and cons of getting my wife help? Like, what? That's crazy. Luckily, we went down there, she got the help, and it was. But that was the impetus. That was the thing I needed at that point to say, as God is my witness, I will never have no health insurance again, or not travel insurance again. And so from now on, I always get travel insurance. So it's kind of a scary moment in that regard, but it was also a really good lesson. And I always tell people, I don't think everybody needs to have travel insurance. I don't think, look, when I was younger and I had no kids and in better health, obviously, we didn't, it's a waste of money. And inevitably, like all insurance, you're probably spending money on something you'll never use. But as your risk tolerance goes down and your age goes up, I think it makes sense to invest in it. But for everybody, I just at least consider it as an option. That's really the thing over there. Hunter, will they show football playoff games by the pool on Oasis? Yes, absolutely, yes. Tammy, bucket list is England, where my grandparents were born, and Ireland, where my husband's family is from. That's a great idea. I love that idea of exploring your roots while on a cruise. 12 then, does the group cruise have a day we dine together? Not on the schedule. It's pretty hard to coordinate schedules, 12 man, but if you're in the dining room, the MEI travel will try to coordinate some things, like as in, like, if you're in early dining, all the early dining people will be together. Late dining, same thing. So something like that, 12 man, may end up being more impromptu. The reason why we don't do it primarily is that it's tough to coordinate. Also, it's tough to book it, like, reserve spots and whatnot. I'd love to do it. We do sometimes 12 man. Insider, like meals for Royal Caribbean Blog insiders, things of that nature. But it really depends on the sailing. How do you prepay gratuities on the cruise planner website? You can't do it on the website. You got to call Royal Caribbean. If you book through the travel agent, call your travel agent. If you book directly with Royal Caribbean, call them. Damien says, have you ever been on a cruise where someone died or had to be removed by a helicopter? I don't know if anyone's died on there. I could be wrong on that. The answer to your question is yes. There's certainly been medical emergencies on board. It happens all the time, more than you'd think. I mean, the reality is it happens on land all the time, but because you're not confined to a cruise ship, you don't necessarily see it as much. But yeah, it happens a lot. Probably not so much a lot, but more often than you think. And people are always like, oh my goodness, I saw this. I'm like, there was a medical emergency. She had to come back a little early. It's like, I mean, to me, I'm like, yeah, I know. It's kind of, it happens a lot. I mean, things happen, whether it's an accident, whether it's just the progression of something else. But yeah. Can you smoke a cigar on your balcony? Not on Royal Caribbean. Absolutely not. It's against the rules on Royal Caribbean. Zachary, I love you, Matt. Well, this got personal. Thank you. I think thank you is what you're supposed to say, right? Or if I was Han Solo, Zachary, I know. MJ, so we're doing Rhapsody in 46 days. My wife is not used to large crowds. Are the Oasis class? You doing Rhapsody? Wait. MJ, Rhapsody of the Seas is not an Oasis class ship. Is that your question? Or you've done Rhapsody and now you're going to an Oasis class ship? I'm not sure I understand your question. But the basis of your question, are the Oasis class ships very packed and the passengers spread out enough to not feel packed in? It is spread out. Not everyone's doing the same thing. The idea that just because there's 5,000 passengers on board, they're not all doing the same thing. They're not all in the same place. Embarkation day is probably when you notice the crowds the most, but after that, people move at their own pace. I don't think you'll really notice it all that much. Zachary, is the best cruise line for kids is, I assume you mean Royal Caribbean, or are there more activity? Wait. Is best cruise line for kids, or is other cruise lines better? And is there more activities for kids than for adults on most ships? And what can kids do if they don't go to the kids club? Royal Caribbean is fantastic for kids. A lot of opportunities on there. Here's what I want you to do, Zachary, because I don't want to just give you like some quick 30-second answer here, and then it's like, okay, well, that was kind of helpful. If you go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com and you click on in our main menu, there's a link that says Getting Started. Okay, so you go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, click on Getting Started, and then from that link, there is a link that says Taking Kids on a Cruise. And Zachary, I have included a ton of information that'll answer this exact question for you over there. From Getting Started off our main menu at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. But there's plenty for kids and adults to do. And no, the kids club is not the end-all be-all of what there is for kids to do on board a ship. There are other activities. But if you're not in the kids club, a lot of it is on your own. Like, I mean, kids can go down the water slides. Kids can go in the pool. Kids can go play shuffleboard or ping pong. Go to the basketball court. Flow rider, right? I mean, there are rock climbing wall. There are other things for kids to do there. But what Adventure Ocean offers is supervised children programming, Let's see here. Pascal says they keep the kids so busy on roller Caribbean that I didn't even notice them much. I'm not much a kid person. They never impact my experience. I agree 100%. And to people, some people are kind of like, oh man, I don't want to see a lot of kids on my cruise. And I always tell them, I say, listen, I have been far more annoyed on my cruises from drunk adults than ever from any other kid. Patrick, how did my daughters like the Adventure Ocean Changes? They loved it. I mean, they're products of the system, Patrick. So they really enjoyed, they've been there, done that. I think part of it was there was an appeal of something new and different for them, but they really did enjoy it. It wasn't just like a one-day thing. Every day they wanted to go there. And he knows how to handle laundry if we're in England for a month. Like having Royal Caribbean doing laundry seems very expensive. It is expensive, but it's going to be easy. If you have any layover time, 12 man, between cruises, you might consider going to your hotel and either having them do it or asking them for a local laundromat to drop luggage. I did that in New York City. We did a couple nights in the Northeast before my Anthem of the Seas cruise. And then the night before, I found a lot. Granted, I was in New York City, but I found a laundromat, brought all my clothes there, dumped it off, picked up the next morning, good to go. Baracho, your tips and recommendations have prepared me well for my upcoming cruise. So a big thank you for my wife and I. Well, that is like one of the best ways to say thank you, Baracho. I'm so glad to hear that this advice and all this has helped you out quite a bit. Baby Jug is in the house. What's up, Baby Jugs? Welcome. Haywood, I want to be on a cruise where Matt is yelling at me. I can do that. That can be arranged. Josh, for my time dining, can you make reservations for a certain table every night? You can, Josh. You just need to keep in mind that obviously if you arrive there and that table is not available, you may have to wait for it, But the answer is yes, absolutely. You just may have to wait a little bit longer for it, as opposed to like, oh, sir, we have another table available if you want to sit there, and that's no wait, or you have to wait for this table. You know what I mean? So, Andy, I don't bring paper straw. I don't bring plastic straw or metal straws with me. I don't mind the paper straws. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Holy moly, another super chat from 12th Man Proud. Oh, 12th Man, thank you so much for your generosity. Oh, that's very, very kind of you. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. Like, do I prefer plastic straws? Of course, everyone does. But like, I don't know. It's not like it's like, ugh, I can't drink this. I'm just like, oh, it's paper. Okay, whatever. I just got used to it. Like so many other things there. I like the description here. Pair character bowing down saying thank you. That's what that is. Holy moly, another super chat. MJ with the super chat. Who writes, thanks for all your advice. Feeling confident for our first Royal Caribbean in February. MJ, you are going to slam it, my friend. You're going to have an awesome, awesome time, dude. And even if you read like 2 articles on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, I bet you're still like leaps and bounds ahead of other people on your cruise. I really believe knowledge is power. And I am astounded, quite frankly, how few people do research for their cruise. Like, it's crazy. Like, you're spending like thousands of dollars and not doing any research. Aman wants to know, what's the difference between balcony ocean and spacious ocean balcony ocean? Basically, the spacious one is a more living space. Aman, it's a little bit larger. And before you go crazy, it's not double. We're talking about probably like 10 or 20 extra square feet or something like that. Going to the allow bottled, I can't say it. I'm from the north. It's called soda. Do they allow bottled soda on board or just cans? Either or. Does Matt get comp for his cruises or does he pay for them? I pay for all my cruises unless it's like a media cruise. I would say, as an example, in 2019, I was comped 3 cruises. One was that hurricane cruise in which I was there. I was invited to document what Royal Caribbean was doing. One was and 2 of them were all right, there were 4 actually. 2 of them were employee shakedown cruises where the cruise ship wasn't available for the public yet. They just invited me to come on there and check out what's been changed. When Perfect Day at Coco Key opened up, I went on Navigator. But I plan to pay for my own cruises. So unless Royal Caribbean invites me, I pay same as you guys do. I contact my travel agent. I'm like, hey, can you hook me up here? I need to book another cruise. But same thing. And I always try. And Haywood, whenever I do a live blog or I do a review, I always mention, hey, this was provided for me. If it was, otherwise I pay for it myself. Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, you're legally required to disclose it. I mean, the FTC is pretty specific about that. But second of all, I don't want to mislead you guys. I don't think it does you any good if you think that I'm trying to be, sneaky about it, Money FN1, which cruise ship would you go to? Symphony of the Seas or Spectrum? I haven't been on Spectrum. I have been on Symphony, and Spectrum is designed for the Asian cruise market. But look, here's the thing. Me, I would do Spectrum because I've been on Symphony. I haven't been on Spectrum. In the grand scheme of things, if I hadn't been on either and you're just asking like general opinion, if you haven't been on either, if it's your very first cruise, I would recommend Symphony of the Seas. Only because Spectrum is designed for the Asian cruise market. Superstarian, welcome back. Do you get Crown and Anchor points for comp cruises? No, 0. That's why I don't have as many points as some people think I do. So, Danny boy. We read the cruise compasses for Oasis on Royal Caribbean blog, preparing for upcoming cruise. Wait. 2 thumbs up. I like that, Danny boy. Thank you. Oh, Danny boy. I forgot the word. Something's calling. Already answered that question. Thank you. Ebony, got a super chat there. Ebony, how many people do the big suites hold, and have you and your family ever used them? It depends on the suite, Ebony. Some of the bigger ones can handle like 8 or 10 people, but yeah, they're very expensive, you might imagine. Holy moly, we got a giant super chat coming in. Woo! Sharon Stockman, any word on St. Martin? All they tell us is they're monitoring the situation. I haven't seen anything yet, Sharon. I haven't seen anything this week. I know there was a lot of stuff last week, Sharon, and I'm in the same situation you are. I'm going to St. Martin the 30th of December. So it's very much coming up there. First and foremost, Sharon, what's happening there is on the French side. Your ship docks on the Dutch side. So the Dutch side is totally fine from what I understand. Everything's happening on the French side. So don't go to the French side is really what you're trying to say over there. But the if I know anything, I will post about it. But so far, I'm not aware of any itinerary changes yet. So, Michael, does Royal Caribbean honor your Celebrity Captain's Club points? I know that Celebrity will honor your Royal Caribbean points. Like if you cruise the Royal Caribbean, they go over to Celebrity. They will. I am not 1,000% certain. Does anyone know in our chat if Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor Society recognizes Celebrity Captain's Club? I know it's the other way around. I know for sure, Michael, if you're in Royal Caribbean and then you go to Celebrity, they'll honor your status there. So, how do I get Royal Caribbean to invite me? I have a blog. I mean, I'm trying not to sound like very like toot my own horn here, but I do have a fairly big following of the blog. It's just like, honestly, they treat me like any other media outlet, whether it's a newspaper, there are media opportunities, and that's what it is there for. So when there's a media opportunity, they invite me because obviously they know that you guys are watching and you want to know this kind of information. And sometimes that's prudent for that. But again, it's few and far between. You know what I mean? But otherwise, John, it's just for media purposes there. Sorry, now I'm trying to catch back up on comments. And thank you again, Sharon. The generosity tonight is like unbelievable. Holy moly. Are there any other refurbishments in 2020, Savage Class? You've got Explorer, Freedom, Allure. Those are getting amplifications. There are other ships that are getting just refurbishments, kind of like bringing your car in for an oil change, you're getting work done under the hood. Those, I don't have the list off the top of my head. I have to do some research on that, Savage Squad. But yes, there are other ships getting like just general work done, but not like, new water slides and all these other enhancements and so forth. Tom Young, what special things will we do on Brilliance of the Seas? Will meeting times be prearranged? Yes, they will be. Meeting times will be prearranged, Tom. Honestly, we haven't fleshed out the schedule. But here's what I would tell you, Tom. If you can look at it as an example, if you want to look at our group cruise events for our Freedom group cruise coming up here in a couple of weeks, it will give you an idea of what we do. There's a lot. The pipes are calling. Yes, that's what it is. Denny boy. Thank you, Haywood. So yeah, Tom, there will be special events. We try to do ideally one event a day, obviously with port intensive itineraries like we're going to have, Tom. That's a little more difficult, but we will try our best. We generally don't announce events until after we pass final payment date, Tom. The reason being is I need to know numbers. I really need to know how many people are in our group in order to be able to properly gauge what type of events we have, how much money Royal Caribbean is giving us as for being a group to be able to use towards events and special things. So there's a lot of different moving parts there on it. But fear not, there absolutely will be events, and I will announce it. Your MEI travel agent will contact you with the list of events as well. Zachary, me and my family were going on Anthem of the Seas in March. Is there any activities for me to do on the ship? What would you recommend in your opinion? Tons of great things you do, my friend. I mean, do the North Star, which is the observational pod. If you really are interested, the skydiving simulator is really cool. Do a specialty restaurant meal. Go down to Wonderland. Fantastic meal over there. I think you and your family would love that. There is bumper cars is really great. Love it. What's the Monopoly game to your left shoulder? Cruise Lady. Yeah, it's a Royal Caribbean Monopoly. So 2 years ago, 2018. Now it's 1 year ago, but almost 2 years ago now. Royal Caribbean, when Independence of the Seas was amplified, Royal Caribbean released a limited edition Royal Caribbean Monopoly games to travel agents. It's kind of like it was a gag gift, but it was a gift for them. Wasn't released to the public, and I bought mine off eBay. But it is a legit Royal Caribbean. It's a full thing. Like instead of Boardwalk and Park Place and Marvin's Gardens, it's the cruise ships names. It's pretty darn cool. How about a group cruise in Asia? 12th man, absolutely. As soon as they invent Star Trek transporter, so I don't have to fly for like 24 hours, absolutely I will. Liz W, welcome. Glad to have you here, Liz. Thanks for joining us. You're going on Symphony of the Seas next week. I am jealous of you. Haywood, points do not transfer. They only recognize status. Yeah. Sorry, I should have been more specific, Haywood. But thank you. That's about celebrity there. Axel says celebrity and Royal Caribbean status are mutually recognized. Thank you. Although Joseph says just Royal the celebrity. Bob, how do I become a Royal Caribbean blog insider? Bob, you go to royalcaribbeanblog.com/support. royalcaribbeanblog.com/support. If someone in our chat can post the link, I will highlight it over here on the screen. But thank you, Bob, for considering becoming an insider. How expensive is it for Royal Caribbean to do your laundry? So one of the nice things, if you just want to do laundry, they have a great wash and fold option. They give you a plastic bag. You stuff as much as you want in there, and it's like $25. It's really nice. Otherwise, you're doing like dry cleaning, basically. Judy, give the deluxe drink package. Do you have to pay for the martini seminar and beer tasting? Yes, because experiences like that are not included with it. Granted, you can go to the bar and have your own, Judy. You can sit there and be like, all right, let's have this type of martini, then that type, then that type. You know what I mean? You can do that way. Same basic idea. Sailing Royal Caribbean does not give you celebrity points and vice versa. No. They don't give you points, but they will honor your status on celebrity. Absolutely. Let's see here. Mike Pastor, thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you to say. Do you like more cruise lines or do you love Royal Caribbean? I'm just on Royal Caribbean, my friend. That's my jam. Back when I decided I want to write a blog about cruising, at first I was like, I'm going to cover the whole industry. And then I was like, man, that's a lot of work. And more importantly, I don't really care about other cruise lines. I really love Royal Caribbean. So I decided to do just Royal Caribbean. Do I think Royal Caribbean will ever try sailing out of Jacksonville or Charleston? You never know, MJ. Jacksonville, I would say there's a better chance of Charleston than Jacksonville, but you never know. Right now, today, I don't think that's really going to happen in the next year or two by any means. I think it's pretty low chances for both, but you never know. I do know there was, MJ, to your question, there was a survey going around for people getting off cruises last week in which they asked what cruise ports were they interested in going to that Royal Caribbean doesn't currently sell from, and Charleston was on that list. Can you bring Bloody Mary mix on board? Sure, but why would you want to? I mean, I don't understand why you'd want to, Lenny, because if you bring Bloody Mary mix on board, you still need the vodka, which you're going to pay for because you can't sneak alcohol on board. So you might as well just order a Bloody Mary. You're not saving that much money, if much at all. Does that make sense? Let's see here. Pascal, thank you for supporting MEI Travel, and Michelle is super awesome. Love that. I like Royal Caribbean. I've never sailed on Carnival, so I obviously can give you an informed opinion on there, but I know what I like. Let's see here. Have I been on a Disney cruise? I have many years ago. Many years ago. Hang on. I used to sail on Disney, but they got way too expensive over there. Mr. and Mr. Vlogs, welcome. Glad to have you here. Anna will also be on Symphony next week. Well, you guys hopefully look for each other. Not that you know any idea what each of you looks like, but if you were to buy Royal Caribbean Blog t-shirts, then you can recognize each other. Haywood, this is a very honestly, you're wrong. And I mean this, and I'm not trying to be insulting, but this is a very incorrect assumption, my friend. Travel agents are not just glorified credit card processors. Yeah, you're right. Booking a cruise, like saying, I want to book this ship and this sailing, anybody can do that. That's not what travel agents are all about. The true value of a travel agent is the service they provide you, the money potentially they're saving you, and the time that they're saving you. Whether you're new to cruising, you have a lot of questions, you need some handholding, they can direct you in what you're doing, or you are there's a problem. Having a travel agent makes your life so much easier. The analogy I always give people is like, it's like going to court. If you ever have to go to court, you can represent yourself in court, but most people get a lawyer. Why do people get a lawyer? Because lawyers know the system. Travel agents know the system. They can key you in on discounts. They can save you time, make your life easier. When there's a problem, I can't explain to you in words how much time travel agents have saved me over the years. It's incredible. Let's see here. Corey, have you ever been on Jewel of the Seas? I have. I went on Jewel of the Seas in 2013. It's been a long time since my last cruise. Does the real water park get crowded with long waits? There's definitely, the answer to your question is there can be some long, not crowded, but the water slides can develop long waits between later in the morning, like between basically 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Those are peak times right there. So I don't want to tell you, Brandy, that there'll be nobody there and you can walk on the slides. That's not true at all. But if you get to the water park early enough, you get there, 9 a.m., ride the slides, you can pretty much knock them out pretty quickly, then enjoy the wave pool, maybe go back on when really it's just the Devil's Peak water slide, the tallest one, and the family raft slide develop the longest lines. The other slides rarely have much of a wait at all. So it's pretty manageable, honestly, in my opinion. Shane, will Australia get any more ports and ships? They will be getting cruises going out of Brisbane, Australia, and Shane, a brand new Perfect Day at Lelepa over in Vanuatu is opening in 2021. Victoria, glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Dish Soap, you guys have awesome names, by the way. I never thought in my entire life I should register a YouTube name called Dish Soap, but I love it. Finally got you on stream. I love your videos. Really want to go on a cruise, but I can't. Thanks for all the tips when I do. Well, I'm glad you are here, Dish Soap. Honestly, half the fun is having you guys here to hang out and chat. So I'm glad you're part of it. Jamie, what do you recommend for activities on Explorer of the Seas? My goodness, the Flow Rider is wonderful. Royal Promenade. For sale, they go down to the helipad. Check that out. Really cool thing. Rock climbing wall is really nice. There's terrific live music all over the ship. Schooner Bar, the pub. And in the evening, there's lots of great stuff there. Barasha, thank you for posting. Here's the URL right there. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/support. If you want to become a Royal Caribbean Blog insider. So thank you guys very, very much. Fuzzy Bear is here. Welcome. Liz, my opinion on Disney Cruise Line is it is ridiculously expensive. You can make an argument, guys, for a lot of things, but when Disney is charging you, 2 or 3 times what Royal Caribbean is charging you, not $200 or $300 more. I'm talking 200 to 300%, double, triple what Royal Caribbean is offering. I just don't know how you can justify it, especially because in the world of cruising, Royal Caribbean's itineraries and ships and offerings are superior to Disney. I mean, they just offer more. They're more of an industry leader than Disney is. I just don't get it. I understand that Disney has a premium because it is Disney, but not double to triple the price. Jackie, do the WOW bands indicate you have the key, or do you have to show your SeaPass card? You still need the SeaPass card for that one. So, let's see here. Mike, +1 for MEI travel, and that is awesome. Thanksgiving 2021 group cruise. Love it. Charles Turner, welcome. Glad to have you here. And thank you, Mike, for supporting our sponsor, I should say. Yeah, Baby Jugs, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I would tell you that not all travel agents are the same, Baby Jugs, but our spot, and the full disclosure, guys, MEI Travel is a sponsor, but I use them. I've used them before they were sponsors, so I really like what they do there. MEI Travel is who I'd recommend, Baby Jugs. Let's see here. We got another Greg also. Thank you, Greg. Really appreciate that. Suzanne Turner, welcome. Glad to have you here. Mr. and Mr. Vlogs, what's the update from Puerto Rico's privatization of the port and resulting cancellation of Puerto Rico stops and embarkation for freedom of the seas? That's a lot of conjecture right now. Nothing has been So the original thing came out when there was that local news report. It was incorrect. Somebody in Puerto Rico didn't read the press release correctly and jumped to a conclusion that wasn't there. That's a different story. Anyway, the short answer is nothing has really changed yet. Holy moly, Bobru with a super chat. Thank you, Bob. I got to scroll down to your super chat right there. What should I expect for the holiday festivities next week on Monarch? Wait, are you going on Monarch as in Pullmantur cruises? Because I have no idea. 12th man, did I block you? No, you're still here, 12th man. Look, see, there you are. I'm also really far behind on the chat, guys. There's a lot of questions, a lot of messages, so I just kind of bounce around. I unfortunately can't answer them all. I'd love to, but I honestly, I'm just trying to answer as many questions as I can. So, Jason, looking for good cruise insurance. Any suggestions? There's a lot of choices out there, Jason. So don't assume that just the one I use is the one you should use. Just like it's like car insurance. You know what I mean? There's a ton of companies, right? But I would at least, if you were to look at one, I might recommend the Allianz, Allianz is a great choice. Pat Cook, how do you switch to a travel agent after purchasing a cruise while on board? As long as you booked within 60 days, Pat, you just call the travel agent and say, hey, look, I booked a cruise on board. Want to transfer it to you? They'll give you a form to fill out. Really easy. So, 12th man, no. I want to make sure it's very clear, my friend. I'm never ignoring you. Which Dining Venue Anthem do I like the most? I mean, I love Izumi. That's a really great choice. But also Jamie's Italian is really, really nice. So, is Wonder of the Seas going to be Oasis class? It is. Yes, absolutely. Can you get your CPAS card hole punched with RFID? I don't think so, Jackie, because the way RFID works, you need to get one of those little plastic sleeves that you put it in on your lanyard, as opposed to the keyhole, if that makes sense. So, Mandy just got home from work. Are you excited for the last cruise of the year? Mandy, I cannot wait. 13 days till my cruise. It is going to be the longest 13 days of my life, but I am so excited to go on board Freedom of the Seas. I love it. Paul, how much does it cost for a Wi-Fi package on Oasis? It depends on how many devices you have, and for if you buy it before the cruise or after, or during the cruise, I should say. Why would you buy it after? I don't know. But when you can book it before your cruise via the Cruise Planner website. B, you should book it before the cruise because it will be cheaper. Royal Caribbean always discounts its internet if you buy it before the cruise. Shell, you know what? Obviously, you know your kids better than I do. So obviously, I'm not going to comment on your kid's maturity or anything like that. But generally speaking, it's very safe to walk around the ship. If I were you, I would trust them. Certainly be like, hey, we're going to be over here. Come find us here in X amount of time. All good. You know what I mean? So it really depends on your kids, honestly. I can't, tell you that your children, everyone's kids are different. But in general, yes, I wouldn't hesitate to say that it's a safe environment for them. 12 man uses Allianz as well. Jason Brown as well. Awesome. Baracho, with the holidays around the corner, will you have a live chat next week also? Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. You know what? No matter what the holiday, I'm sticking to my schedule. I'm sticking to it, dude. No worries at all. So yes, Captain's Table MDR is the trend for Royal Caribbean during refurbishment to eliminate the Peekaboo Bridge on ships. No, that was just on, I think it's still on Mariner of the Seas, Captain's Table. In fact, I'm almost positive it is still on Mariner. They just got rid of it on Navigator. Holy moly, another super chat. Shannon Dunkelberger with a super chat. Thank you so much, Shannon. Shannon writes, going on Independence of the Seas next year in November. Any tips? Any things or tips to do in Perfect Day in Jamaica? All right. Independence of the Seas. Let's start there. Do sail away on the helipad. You're going to love that spot. Go to Fish and Ships. It's one of the few ships that has this restaurant. Check that out. There's also the Sky Pad. That's a fun thing to do on board. At Perfect Day Coco Key, if you want to do the water park, definitely pre-book it before your cruise. It will save you money. Number two, when you're on Perfect Day Coco Key, the best food on the island is at the Snack Shack. The Snack Shack has the crispy chicken sandwich. Shannon, it is going to change your life for the better. Try that. It's amazing. Really cool thing. If you want to splurge a little bit when it comes to Perfect Day Coco Key, get a cabana. Really, really nice. Am I going to stream on the ship? I really like it. I will try to dish soap. A lot of it, I'm purely reliant on the internet connection, but internet permitting dish soap, absolutely yes. It just depends on the internet. Will I ever stay in the new forward Ultimate Panoramic season? Oasis? I'd like to at some point, man. I don't have any plans to, but I would love to at some point. Jordan, do you recommend getting room service for breakfast or going to the buffet? I like going to the buffet. I like the selection more. I like the variety. So that's the reason. Personally, other people, Jordan, look, you got a balcony. It's a great opportunity to use it. Order room service in there. It's good to go. So, chosen one. I wouldn't live on a cruise ship for the rest of my life. Wouldn't be too bad, right? Oh, goodness. I love that, guys. I think I'm caught up on everything, and I got to run. I apologize for coughing there on the mic. Guys, thank you so much for all your support today. There's been, first and foremost, thank you for being a part of this fun. I really appreciate you guys spending part of your Monday here, hanging out with me, talking Royal Caribbean. It's amazing. Makes my day. Hope you enjoyed as well. And thank you to all your generosity with the super chats. That is amazing. You guys have made my night. I don't even know what to say anymore about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, if you're saying, wait a minute, whoa, Matt, I need more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice. Not to worry. There's plenty more waiting for you at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We got new blog posts, podcast episodes, more YouTube videos, brand new one coming out tomorrow. It's a really good one, guys. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a preview just because I like you guys over here. Tomorrow's YouTube video is all about the worst cruise fails, like the worst mistakes people made on a cruise ship. Look for that tomorrow. And of course, we have our message boards at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. My man, 12th Man, is over there. Pascal is over there as well. Laura O'Donnell comes in there like once every 7 weeks, but it's really fun group. Come check it out. That's all at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And of course, as you know, every Monday, we're live right here on YouTube. So until then, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy. Do something fun. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Good night, everybody.